What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Ooh, let's get started, eh? Let's do this thing, man. I need to get out a little tweet, a little tweedledee. Uh-oh. Are there YouTube issues? Is it lagging for a second? YouTube's giving me one of those weird messages like, your stream is eating turds or something. I don't know. But on OBS it looks good, so okay. Anyway, Shark, first one in here. What up, Shark? Followed by Lakers Bodyguard. Shrey Quack? Is that how you say that? But what's up, what's up? Let's do the tweet. Hang on. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Dearest at Marvel Champions. I don't really know what to say. I don't know what to say, really. Let's think about this for a moment. Nihilus plus Ebony Maw equals Colossus. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense at all. I don't know why. I just thought it was kind of funny. I don't know. I got nothing today. Say is your B-day. It is not my B-day. Alright, since you asked, sure. I will get pizza with you. What's that? Your treat? Alrighty. I don't know. This is dumb. This is dumb. There we go. Yes, I am now live. Is there a different way to spell? Oh, that's what tell me almighty. Whatever. Tweet. I got nothing. I got nothing, and I didn't want to be on Twitter anymore. We've been there for 3 whole minutes. Too many minutes. Alright, what's up, everybody? Who else we got here? We got Star. Late? Oh, what? Come on. I wasn't even that late. I was only less than 2 minutes late. Less than 2 minutes late. Poos on Poos saying early. Thank you, Poos on Poos. What's up, Bato? No retreat. Can S my D. I think you're talking about can sour your day. Yeah, no retreat can definitely sour someone's day. Without a doubt, man. Alright, anyway. Today is National Weather Person's Day. Really? Interesting. Hashtag harassment. Hector, get that harassment out of here. What kind of pizza? Doesn't really matter as long as it's pizza. Actually, it does matter. I'm more of a plain cheese pizza eater type of person. Alright, let's do a little bit of an energy dump. I finished Uncollected today. Finally. Masters done. Heroic done. I gotta do a single clear of the earlier difficulties, though. Let's take out some of these champs. Let's throw in some better champions here. I guess that one I could have left alone. I want to make sure that I can auto fight with only Omega Red since he's the fastest. You take that dump. Take that huge energy dump, PG. Thank you, Eddie. Alright, let's... I don't know which way is the fastest. I'm not going to count. Let's just go straight up the middle, even though it takes us all over the place. Corey sending over 10, saying, here's a pizza, BG. Dude, Corey, thank you very much. That is a pizza indeed. Wow, man, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you contributing towards my goal of just expanding. Most YouTubers, when they talk about expanding, they talk about expanding like, you know, branching out into making different type of content, or, you know, trying to get more subscribers. I'm just like, no, man, I'm talking about literally. I'm trying to expand. I need more pizza. Slap. Thank you, dude. I want to see this Metal Man versus Big Red. Make it so, turd lips. What the? How dare you call me turd lips? Super Dirty Pickle. I think you were here yesterday when we were doing it, because I remember we watched the Torch video after, because I said I didn't want to interrupt the test to watch it first. So we watched it after. BG, did you look at Long Shot Special 3? No, I did not. I haven't looked at the animations for the characters yet. I am back in the content creator program, though, so potentially sometime in the near future may get a chance to test those characters. Shark sending over $1. Shark, thank you very much, man. Where are you at? Let me see. 2 up for next tweet. What is this? I'm not the brightest bulb, but maybe Sunspot will be. Star was in support of it. Oh yes, what Shark put. But that's an insult. I work really hard to make sure that this is the brightest bulb. You know? I feel saddened by this message. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that probably would have been better. This probably would have been better than me just saying this is dumb and tweeting. Sharkman, thank you very much for the $1. Going to get the real ID. After October, I need to fly out my passport. Oh, yeah. Also means that my ID won't still be the vertical version, which out of state can't take without going to a manager at times. Huh? Wait. Can't take without going to manager. Wait, what? Are you not allowed to have... Wait, what? Are you not allowed to use those IDs out of state or something? What? I'm confused. But I have my real ID now, and it makes me feel like a more complete person, knowing that I don't have to bring a passport with me. Because yeah, that would suck. In October, it's starting this October of this year, right? Even if you're just flying, you're staying in the United States. Just flying from one state to another. You gotta have a passport or a real ID. What the hell were these other IDs? You know what I mean? BG, should I go for Man-Thing / Hyperion or Man-Thing / Doom? What about Hyperion / Doom? Realistically, Hyperion / Doom is probably your best bet. I do like Man-Thing. I think Man-Thing's super cool. But just being real, even though he's way better than people give him credit for, I do think that Doom is the superior mystic between the two, and Hyperion is just a beast. and would allow you to diversify a bit. Vertical ID versus horizontal. For my state, vertical equals 20. Oh, under 21. I think some people have to look at the vertical out of state ones closer for over 21 checks. Oh, for over 21 check. Okay. That from ID and Dave and Buster's. Okay. Got it. Hey BG, who needs a mystic gem? More clairvoyant or magic? Thanks. From what I hear, Claire's awakened ability hardly comes into play. So, magic would need it more between the two. But make sure that you actually are going to be using the champion if you're going to pop that awakening gem into them. I haven't seen a ton of people use... magic in recent times, to be honest. Did you watch my quick torch test? How to make you feel inside? Wait, Super Dirty Pickle. We checked it out on stream. I'm so confused. Were you possibly under the influence or something last night, maybe? Oh, I see. I was kind of drunk, maybe. I will neither confirm nor deny. Okay. I was going to say, we watched it on stream. Feel like I feel like you're messing with me right now. When are we getting a video on Namor's buff from you? Well, it wasn't a buff. It was a nerf. There's nothing really to say in the video though. Like, I thought about making one, but I don't know how the video would even look. He's pretty much exactly the same, except his heal is for a little bit less. Really, like, the biggest change is the Annihilus that I made the video on, which I almost regret making the video that fast instead of trying to give more info, but I was trying to be faster since a lot of the videos in recent times here have been super long and everything. But of course, if they're fast, then it leaves out certain pieces of info. Like I made a comment in the video. I don't know if some people, I'm sure, didn't see that comment, but I pinned it. Basically, what I was trying to say is that Annihilus, you know, I was putting him with all of his synergies just for fun and everything, but really the way that people would probably play Annihilus in like a real quest, a real situation, is first off probably only if you need his immunities or armor breaks or something like that, or your other champions are dead. Whoa, hold on. My headset just... I feel like something just messed up with my headset. Hopefully there's nothing wrong. Hopefully you guys can still hear me alright. Yeah, realistically, the way people would probably play him is just to get to that L2 as fast as possible. And yeah, I've got 6 Furies right now instead of 12. And let's just see how much damage I could do with those 6 Furies. For a 4-star. Able to get a couple of combos in here. And now it's going to wear out. Let's say this is like the final combo or something like that. 44 hits from a little old 4-star. Still did about 70,000 damage. It's not bad. So I'm thinking like a 5-star. If you need the immunities, right? You need the immunities. You have Annihilus ranked up for defense or something, and you use a 5-star. You get to an L2. You use that L2, and like average fights would probably be over shortly after that, because your damage isn't bad. Now they're able to take advantage of that Fury. But see, in a short video, I just wanted to show the cool stuff, and didn't want to drag on about like, well, okay, every situation, this is gonna happen, you know. But anyway, Super Dirty Pickles sent over 5 saying, dude, we fast forwarded on stream. Watched is a bit generous. I remember trying to make me out to be some kind of turd lift here. That was, yeah, I fast forwarded, but that's how I watch most videos. Excuse me. We watched like the second half of it. It's just it's a Winter Soldier fight. I mean, it was cool to see, but I wasn't gonna watch the whole thing. That's how I watch almost all my videos. Is actually I use the arrow keys a lot, and I'll like skip through, so I could skip through in like 5-second intervals. But Super Dirty Pickle, man, thank you very much for the 5. Appreciate it, dude. If it was a brand new champion, I might have watched the whole thing, but I already know pretty much how Torch works. I don't use him much, so like if I was going to use him, I'd probably struggle to play him the correct way. Well, I definitely would struggle to play him the correct way, but otherwise, I get how he works and stuff. And there wasn't much change, you know. I know, super boring content. See, you shouldn't put yourself down like that, though. The content was fine. It's just, I wanted to see the end. It's not that it was boring. I just wanted to see the end and not the whole thing. BG, how much would Domino 5-star go for? My hero rating overall is 376k, and I'm willing to spend units to get there. I don't know. There's a lot of people that have Domino already. And there's also a lot of people that like there's people that have her ranked up and use her all the time, and they don't need Domino, right? And what am I trying to say here? I guess, alright, forget all that nonsense I was just talking. Basically, I don't think she's going to go that high, even though she's a good champion. Just because she's a little bit older at this point. Most people that want her have her, and her awaken ability offensively isn't important. And defensively, of course, it's important, but it's likely that people who can put up high scores in the arena to get her, to awaken her, already have Alliance members in their battle group that have Domino ranked up and may not be able to use them for diversity reasons anyway. So, I don't know. I think she'll go for roughly somewhere between like 35 and 38. Let's call it like 37. As a rough estimate, but it could be higher, could be lower. It's always hard to say. Some of these champs are super unpredictable. Super boring content is going to be my title for my autobiography. Wow. BGA now have 75 gold to my name. Roboto, what is up with your resources? One single unit, 75 gold. Dude, Roboto, it's like you just downloaded the game. You have a lot of champions ranked up and everything, but resource-wise, you're hurting, man. Oof. I understand, though, man. Times are tough sometimes. Everybody runs out of resources eventually. And BG's Domino hate begins? What Domino hate? All I said was most people already have her. There's no hate. It's true I don't like her, but there was no hate until you mentioned it. Have an awakened 5-star blade. Is he worth being my first rank 5? Ooh, Pixie Bell, first rank 5, eh? Well, Pixie Bell, I think so, yeah. I think Blade has served a lot of people well as their first rank 5s. But here's the thing. It's a very personal decision when it comes to your first rank 5. You're going to be using this champion way more than your other champions. And it's got to be someone that you really enjoy playing. If you happen to use Blade the most right now out of your other champions that you have ranked up, then yeah, I would say that's the way to go. Whatever champion you find yourself using most, just give him a little boost. Give him that upgrade. Take him to rank 5. That's my advice. And Blade in particular is good because his regen, the amount of health he gains back, you know, it scales with the rank up. So in some ways, champions that can heal sometimes feel like you get more out of them because of that. You know, like right now, I don't know what the exact difference is, but let's say you're holding block, you're healing with Blade at rank 4, and maybe it takes you 3 seconds to heal, I don't know, 1,500 health or something like that. Well, that same 3 seconds could give you, you know, like 2,000 health or something. Example numbers. Definitely wrong example numbers, but hopefully you understand my meaning. ABG, what are 3 components that makes a great battle group in your opinion? Or in general, what makes a battle group successful? Communication's number 1. Always communication. As much as possible without being annoying. Which, I'd rather somebody be annoying and communicate every little detail than not communicate enough. Actually, I don't know, it's kind of hard to be annoying about that stuff. But anyway, yeah, communication is by far the best. If you... Like, you know, people get used to each other's schedules and things like that, and if you're not, if you're going to be busy that night or something, you don't want other people sitting around thinking, oh, you know, this person usually clears this node at this time. I'll just, you know, I'll wait around and clear that. Like, I don't know, just say something like, hey, you know, it's gonna take me a little bit longer to clear this node than usual, or something. Same thing for war. You got people waiting around in war. Or if you're not sure how to take a fight in war, speak up. You know, your alliance mates can be your best resources. They've got experience. They can share videos and things like that. Prevent deaths. Just make everyone overall more happy. There's plenty of other examples for communication. But yeah, that's definitely number 1. What else to make a successful battle group? I don't know. I feel like once you have communication down, that's pretty much it. I guess just good leadership to keep track of everyone. You know, in an ideal situation, nobody needs to be told what to do or when to do it. But, well, it happens sometimes. Everyone needs little reminders every now and again. Someone just kind of overlooking things. And, yeah. One of my favorite parts about 4 Loki, and this was actually better earlier on. It got, in some ways it got a little bit worse over time. Not that it was ever bad, but it like everyone was self-reliant, and if like you needed your handheld, you got the boot. You know, like if you needed too many reminders to, you know, to do certain things, like because it just makes an officer's life miserable if someone's got to constantly be telling you to do things, always showing up late to Alliance Quest, needing that reminder like, hey dude, Alliance Quest started 4 hours ago, can you please just, you know, you go in, everyone else is capped out on energy waiting for it, things like that. So yeah, but you always need, everybody makes mistakes, as long as it's not like a constant thing. But yeah, just having good officers to give people reminders and organize, you know, defenders for Alliance War, paths that people take in Alliance War, Alliance Quest, that sort of thing. That's all I can really think of. Good officers and strong communication. Mr. BG, another 5-star rank 5 question. Which one to rank 5? Colossus, Warlock, or Domino? I use all 3. Okay, now the Domino hate begins. Personally, I would go with either Colossus or Warlock. But that's just personally, you know. It kind of depends on what type of content you're looking to do. I tend to favor. Let's forget about Warlock for a moment and think about Colossus and Domino. I try to think about all the things that both of these champions can do. And offensively, I feel like Colossus can handle more situations than Domino can. Just because of the immunities, pretty much. There's other small things, but each champion has their bonuses. You know, like Colossus has the armor ups that can help versus Havoc, but of course Domino has bleeds that can help for when you need to put bleeds on the opponent. Like, they actually have their little things, but both of them deal a substantial amount of damage. Both mutants, of course. Colossus, I feel like he's better. His team, like his surrounding champions, just because of Omega Red, are kind of better. If you look at, like, synergy-wise, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like all around he's the better champion. If you need a strong defender as well, if defense is something you care about and you want a champion that's an offensive powerhouse too, then I would say like Domino would be better choice. But yeah, general purpose, Colossus is just so damn good. And then once we bring Warlock into the mix, well, Warlock, different class type, also has all the immunities in the world, shuts down healing, all that stuff. So yeah, personally for me it'd be between those two, Colossus and Warlock. But you know, again, I'll say it again. I'm using the word personally here a lot because you may not like those champions as much. I mean, in this case, you said that you use them, but just speaking generally for everyone else out there listening, people might not prefer someone like Colossus over Domino, which is fine. It's understandable. But yeah, if it were me, I would go with either Colossus or Warlock, depending on which one you felt like would help you more, which one best complements your champions. If you need stronger, if you need the immunities and a stronger damage output versus immunities with heal block, something like that. Damn, BG wants to fight Pete? What? Is Pete even in here? What did I say for Pete? I'm confused. BG, you have Blade yet? I do not have Blade yet. Nope. Domino is really good on her own, but with her team, I don't think Colossus is a match for her. I would take Colossus any day. You're kind to me. Not many people are. The community makes me feel a lot better, and why I haven't retired the game. Yeah, this community is great. I think it's why a lot of people play this game. Because the community kicks ass. Oh, you're talking to Rabata, though. I knew you weren't talking to me, but... I'm lost in the conversation. I'll leave it between you guys. Because I don't know what you guys are talking about. Warlock over Sparkles? They're pretty different champions, I would say. It really just depends on what you need, what you're looking for. I would probably want Warlock over Sparkles, but it's because I already have a lot of Cosmic Champions ranked up, you know? Captain Marvel can certainly do some things that my current champions cannot do. But there's enough crossover there where to balance out my roster, I would gladly take a Warlock over Captain Marvel. But let's just say I was talking about like first rank 5, right? I have no rank 5s. Who do I want to rank up? Who do I want to rank up? Warlock or Captain Marvel? I would probably go with Captain Marvel first. Just because I would want that first champion that I ranked up to be able to dish out a bit more damage. That would be the champion I'd be using most frequently. I wouldn't want to go through all the fights a little bit slower because Warlock's damage output is not amazing. He's amazing for other reasons. One of the best in the game for other reasons, but, you know. Oh, you said people showing up 4 hours after AQ starts. Pete. Ah, I get it now. Okay. Yeah, well, I was never in a battle group with Pete, so I didn't know if people were like how how serious people were, if they were just giving the crap. Also, I should say this too. Some people, you know, especially depending on where you are in the world and stuff like that, you might be sleeping when Alliance Quest starts. I think it's okay for some people to not be able to join Alliance Quest right away. But again, that goes back to communication. If that's the case where you're never going to be around for the start of AQ, then you need to be given a path that you're not going to be holding everyone else up, and just have that be kind of a known thing. But if you're the person that's like, yeah, half the time join AQ right away, half the time, whatever, I don't feel like logging into the game right now, I'll join whenever I feel like it. Like that's kind of the of a problem, you know. Black Seraphim sending over $1. Dude, I saw you giving some harassment to Hector earlier. Well, talking about me and Hector's stream, actually. AppBG, tell everyone what happened between me and you in the bathroom today. Hashtag harassment. You think that was harassment? We were just trying to see who could stand furthest away from the toilet and still make it in. It's not harassment. It's just boys being boys. You know what I mean? Oh man, Black Seraphim, thank you very much for the $1. Lags, what's up, dude? Yeah, AQ starts at 1 p.m. I'm always asleep when it starts. Yeah, man. Like, I think it's all right that, like I said, as long as it's kind of a known thing, it's an understood thing, then it's all right. I actually felt bad. So I did say that in like the earlier 4 Loki days, things were like a little bit more, I don't want to say strict. I don't know how else to describe it. Just like people, like you had to be self-reliant. Like if people had to remind you to do things, I don't know. It just kind of brought like a bad vibe to it in a way. But anyway, I kind of felt bad because it seemed like some people were like waking up just to join Alliance Quest. Like if they lived in a different part of the world, they were definitely doing that. There's a couple people that were doing that, and it wasn't that serious. Like if you have to wake up in the middle of the night, like we had somebody. I think they were. I think they lived in Tokyo. And it seemed like they had to wake up to like join Alliance Quest and then go back to sleep or something like that. There's no way you could sustain that. Eventually, you're going to get burnt out, and it's probably not going to take that long. So it shouldn't be that serious. BG just tested Stealthy versus the Champion, got him down to 4 charges pretty fast. Got smacked, going for a backdraft, used him for the final 10%. Took a few times to learn the spacing, but I got him. Nice, dude. That's with your... You took him to rank 3, right, Cody? Or is he still at rank 2? I can't remember if you were just thinking about it or if you pulled the trigger on that rank up. I never saw my line message, but we should get on planning this Vancouver meetup, especially now that you're back in the CCP. We can organize with Kabam. Yeah, man. Except I don't want to do any of the work. No, I mean I could help a bit. But yeah, no, we should. We should. We gotta talk to Pete. And figure it all out. I wanted to. So I can't remember if we ever talked about the Slags. At one point, we were talking about maybe trying to go there for like the end of March or something. I don't know if that's gonna. Oh yeah, like right. Actually, it would have been right after you go to the London meetup. But I can't go during that time. So the earliest I think would be sometime in April. But I don't know when. In Tokyo, AQ starts earlier in the morning. Well, maybe it was someone else. I don't remember. To be honest, this is a long time ago. This is like going back. I don't know, like 3 years ago. This is when we first started doing map 6, to give you an idea, which was right around 12.0 time. Anytime aside from the London meetup works for me. Okay. Got it. Finished at 5 a.m. where I am. I've had to clear middle of the night many times. See, that's rough, dude. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're like me a bit, where maybe you're a little bit of an insomniac. You suffer from insomnia a little bit, where I don't know. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't sleep as much as the average person, or maybe you're just fine with it. I don't know. Everyone's different, I guess. But I don't know. I didn't really necessarily mind like going to sleep later, waking up early or something. I don't know. There were definitely times where I'm like, ugh, I don't want to have to think about waking up in a couple of hours to do my Alliance War fights or something like that, but anyway. Derek, sending over 5. Derek, what's up, man? Saying, BG, Abyss question for the group. With Sim Supreme / Morningstar, how crucial is Mystic Dispersion for the easy path? Currently prepping / reviewing Mastery setup. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, I'm glad you said question for the group, because I actually have no clue. I would think Mystic Dispersion would be pretty important, because I think those champions are used for the cosmic fights, right? And most cosmic champions come with a slew of buffs that you can take advantage of. But I don't really know, so someone else is definitely going to have to answer that one. If you're talking about London, Ontario, would love to have a meet and greet and pick your mind. That is not where they're talking about. They're talking about the London, the London, which I'm not going to, but Lags is going to. I think it's being organized by Seaton, Beezy, and Rich the Man. I think. Sleep 3 to 5 hours a day, and that's broken into separate naps. That sounds about right. That's pretty much how my sleep was for the majority of my life. Yeah, my sleep is starting to get a little bit out of whack again, actually. For a little while, I was sleeping good. I was sick over the holidays, and that just made me want to be sleeping constantly. So I would like nap throughout the day and then still sleep like a full night's sleep at night. And then once I wasn't sick anymore, I was still like getting pretty solid sleep at night. And now it's just completely devolved again to some broken sleep here and there, and kind of sucks. I don't know how to go back to it though, man. I just can't seem to sleep at night sometimes. It's really messing with my days here, but kind of used to it. Time to go to the London meetup, but don't know anyone else who plays, so would be alone. Well, the nice thing about it is that you know that everyone there also plays this game. I'm not the most social person ever. I talk way more on YouTube than I ever do in person. You could ask Aaron Abdo that. Actually, Legacy may be able to tell you that. But anyway. Actually, every time I'm with Lags, I try to talk more because it's usually like at Comic-Con or something like that, and I'm trying to talk up Kabam as much as possible, trying to pull some info out of them. But anyway, I'm definitely not the most social person. If I was gonna be going alone to a meetup, I'd probably be thinking the same thing. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm not even gonna put myself in that situation. But really, like, I don't know. When everyone there plays the same game, like it's easy to start up a conversation. That's, yeah, coming from like the social awkwardness side. Most I've seen is 3 in MD. I'm trying to see if other people are answering your question here, Derek. I don't see too many people talking about it, but I know Yeet, Super Dirty Pickle saying 3 as well. I know Yeet did used Morningstar for his fights, and he was streaming it, so maybe you could check his stream and see what he was using, or ask him if he's going to be streaming, if you catch him streaming again. But I would assume, oh, cutoffs? Yeah, my bad, guys. I would assume having a good level of Mystic Dispersion would be pretty important. Like saying Def 1 MD, yeah, at least 3, preferably 4. That sounds about right. You probably don't want to overdo it. Morningstar, you want to get those nice L2s back to back, probably. And if not L2s, then L1s. Hashtag Coop Group. Coop, man, thanks for the raid. J. Nice intro. B Jizzle, my Nizzle Domino with her Lucky BS and double pistols. Maple syrup on my pancakes. I lightly drizzle. Egg on your head in the sun. Slowly sizzles. What the fudge is up, Bry Guy? What up, J Divine? What's going on, dude? Wow, what an intro. You're right. Talking about maple syrup on your pancakes, the light drizzle. Maybe you're Canadian. I would imagine the game is the easy part to talk about. It's your individual life. The other knows nothing about that would seem difficult or difficult. Yeah, but really, most people just talk about the games, pretty much. I think I'm gonna come YOLO, man. Yeah, dude, I'd recommend it. Like, here's the thing. You never know if you're gonna have a good or bad time whenever you do something, right? But why not? You know, like as if you're somewhat close, at least. Like, that's the thing, is if it's gonna be, you know, flying around the world or something, okay, you know, probably not. It may not be worth it. In Lag's case, it's gonna be worth it. He's got a setup that's gonna help him save and all that. But just talking about for like the average person. But if it's not that hard to get to, why not, man? Worst case scenario, you go there and it's just an okay time or whatever, and then okay, you go home, no big deal. But it's usually the things that we don't do that we regret. Yo, Nick, your clothes don't touch my clothes. Your clothes don't touch me. Chat opinions on using generic gem on Namor or Omega. I would highly recommend Omega Red. Well, okay. Hold on. There's more to it than that, I guess. I would recommend Omega Red if you run Suicides. If you don't run Suicides, it's kind of hard to say. They're both good champions. Both champions, though, require at least a decent SIG level for them to be worth awakening. So if you don't have a way of getting Omega Red to, like, I don't know, SIG 60 at a minimum, Namor possibly even higher if you decided to go the Namor route, maybe Namor closer to like 100, then I would save the gem and see if you could awaken either of them naturally. While saving up 6 stones. Just got some kind of receipt from Google. You know anything about this, Brian? I don't actually. Just because I have a YouTube channel doesn't mean I mean, kind of. I guess I. You know what? I just realized. Swaggy Poster, thank you very much for that comment. I just realized I'm an employee of Google. Not really technically, but hey, man. This YouTube channel, YouTube owns Google. YouTube, they pay me. Google pays me, that means. I work for Google. I'm going to put that on my resume. But no, I have no idea, Swaggy Spoadster. Did the what's it called just refresh the membership? I see you're at 8 months. You almost have a banana bush. BG, you finished Labyrinth 100%. Took your advice from a few weeks ago and didn't buy those quest bundles. Used the units I farmed for revives. Nice, man. Congrats. The old 100% clear, nice. Guess you haven't gotten the Monthly notification. Yeah, I think my banana has grown. I don't. Yeah, it doesn't actually. It's weird, man. I don't actually get notifications for it. Every once in a while, one will pop up, but it's super random that it happens. I don't know what makes it happen even. Do you have healthcare? I think I have health insurance. You're a franchisee of Google? Yeah. You work for me too? Don't forget it. Oh, man. I work for all you guys. 2 hours away and need to do more things to get me out there. Cheers, BG. Yeah, man. Definitely go then. 2 hours away. Strike up a conversation. Here's what you do. You walk in there. Head held high. And you say, Aegon sucks. As loud as possible or something. I don't know. What's another champion that people love? Oh, okay. No, you can start up this debate. Ghost is better than Quake. And then you'll see some people turn around like, what? Quake is better than Ghost. What are you talking about? No, I don't know. That's probably terrible advice. Realistically, what will happen is people look at you and be like, the heck you talking about, man? You're in the wrong area. I think it's at a bar, right? Or something? You're just around a bunch of people that are there to see, like, what sports do they have? Cricket? Just there to see a cricket game? Do you work for us? Who else can put the hubs to sleep for me? Yeah, Pixie Bell, don't worry. I got you. EG, not sure if you saw it earlier, but mine is rank 2. When I get the tier 5 class catalyst, he goes up even unduped. Okay, okay, got it. Yeah, I didn't see that before. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I remember you were talking about it, and I couldn't remember if you took him to rank 3. But okay, got it. Hey BG, I know you get lots of suicide questions, but finally started unlocking / testing them. Haven't gotten them high enough to notice damage increase, but the damage back is startling. Don't like it. Yeah, so when it comes to the suicide masteries, I don't recommend putting points in them until you can max them out, basically. Because here's the problem. To even get 1 point in Double Edge or Liquid Courage, whichever one you start out with, to even put 1 point in these masteries, you have to pick up Recoil. Recoil, just like the others, it does have a positive effect to it where, yeah, it increases your special attack, but really, this mastery sucks. And in most situations, if people could skip Recoil, they would skip Recoil. There's some exceptions, you know. But anyway, for the most part, I would love to not have to pick up Recoil, and so would a lot of other people. So if you have, just for having that 1 point to increase your attack by 10%, it is not worth the trade-off. The trade-off becomes worth it when you're getting 30 or 60% attack to then have some of these negative trade-offs. When you're able to end fights that much faster, and if you have champions with immunities where you don't have to suffer from a lot of the damage back and everything. And also, I'm not sure if you have the willpower mastery, but willpower is something else that I recommend maxing out before even starting to put points in the suicide masteries. Coagulate is something that you don't need maxed out, but it could be nice for someone just getting into suicides. It is kind of expensive. I usually just have 1 point in it myself just to help out Omega Red. But I also should say that suicides, they're not for everybody. Certain champions, it's going to make your overall gameplay experience worse having the suicides on. So yeah, that's kind of what makes the suicide masteries interesting, is that they're not for everybody, they're not for every champion. It's kind of a choice that everyone has to make. Alright. Sorry, I got distracted. How many units for suicides? I think it's roughly like 8,000, including maxing out willpower and stuff. Suicide's not for everybody. Brian Grant 2020. Exactly. Resident Evil 3 Remake coming soon. Where's that shirt? Probably in the dumpster. How do you get good? Step 1 is to head over to the Dork Lessons channel and watch a video called How to Parry Like a Ninja. You know what? I'm just going to do some more auto fighting to dump this energy. Whoops. I didn't mean to throw Annihilus in here, but you know what? No, we will switch it. Sometimes the AI is real passive. I need that Omega Red. Even on beginner mode, guys. I need Omega Red. Go ahead, man. Do your thing. AK units for an intermediate free-to-play player seems impossible. It may seem like that, but I can assure you it is not. You just have to be careful about how you're using your units for other things. First off, you should not be spending your units on crystals. Which I always have to hit with another disclaimer too, of, hey, if you want to just have some fun, for some people, just spinning out a crystal or two or whatever, or picking up some of those early access offers, things like that, that's going to be more fun for some people compared to using your units to unlock masteries. And if you want to do that, okay, sure, you know, it's your units or money or whatever. But realistically, you're only hurting yourself in most cases, unless you get lucky. Which that's kind of how everyone gets tricked into getting these crystals in the first place. You know, it's a low chance. It's a low chance that you're going to get the champion that you're after, or get a high star rating of a champion. And it does happen, of course, and it happens the more crystals people get, because more chances to, right, more crystals, more chances and all that. But it's not a chance when you unlock your masteries. It is a guaranteed increase to the power level of all of your champions. So yeah, if my advice is, if you are free to play, do not, under any circumstances, spend your units on crystals until you have at least the whatever masteries that you are commonly using, until you at least have those unlocked. You don't necessarily need to unlock every single mastery in all the trees, but you're gonna go much further in this game unlocking those masteries. And yeah, a lot of the quests early on in this game, the story quests and everything, they give a pretty substantial amount of units. Arena is a chore for some people, but the units, they actually add up relatively quickly as long as you can be a little consistent. You don't need to grind every single arena. And yeah, as long as you're not dumping your units into other things. Like, again, I don't think it's a good idea to spend units on revives and potions and stuff like that. You know, in a pinch, if you really need to get a revive or something, cool. Or once you get later into the game, once you start going through some of the really difficult content, cool. I mean, it's almost impossible to go through the content, certain content without buying those items. But early on, if you're using items to get through the quests, you're just going to get stuck in the next quest, and it's going to take even more items to get through, you know? So it might be a little too late. It's, you know, there's certain things that we learn about this game after we've already made the mistakes, you know? So it's possible that you may have already used units in some way that could have been avoided. I certainly use units in ways that could have been avoided in the past. And I will probably continue to make those mistakes from time to time, but really, like, if you're not spending units in these places, 8,000 units, it doesn't take that long to get. BG, what happens in the period between February 24th and March 10th? Will Cole and Namor be removed from Premier Hero Crystals 4, 5, and 6-star pools? How would any pulls between the 24th of February and 10th of March be handled? No, they're still in the crystals. You just can no longer sell them. The idea behind selling the champions and, you know, ranking them down to get your resources back is that you originally ranked them up when their abilities worked one way, and now that their abilities have changed, they're giving you an opportunity to rank them down. But if you pull the champions between the 24th and 10th, or even today, like starting as soon as this update was live, really, you know exactly what the champion is, and if you want to rank them up, it's up to you to rank them up or not. All right. I'll keep auto fighting. Why not? Beej, I want the Bushman with the eyeballs, and I don't want to wait 8 months. I'm sorry, man. There's nothing I can do. I don't even control it. YouTube does. Actually, well, that's a little bit of a lie. I do control it. I could always change it for the 1 year to be the creature, the banana creature, the banana bush creature. I don't even know what this guy's official name is, but this. Does anyone remember that America's Funniest Home Videos episode? The guy got hit in the junk. Ah, that was my favorite. Thanks for your sage wisdom, Mr. Bald. No problem, man. Should make beginner bananas green, BG. I thought about it. Kevin. I don't remember exactly why I didn't go through with that. But I did think about it. Oh, you know what it was, actually? I was thinking some people might prefer a green banana to a yellow banana. So, like, I didn't know if it was an upgrade or a downgrade or something. I think that's the reason why I didn't do it. But I probably should have done it. I consider masteries to be items and therefore cheating. I understand, Greg. Stupid masteries. That's going to be... Alright, so I already... Like, every year I lose something. When I first started playing, it was free to play. Then, not wearing pants. So, like, moneyless, pantsless, then itemless, then allianceless, and then next year is going to be masteryless. The year after that, synergyless. The year after that, championless. That one's going to be real interesting. Just taking away. It's funny, man. I'm always asking for Kabam to, like, add more elements to this game, you know? I wanted them to add an item system. I want them to add the individual champion mastery system, like the video I made with Dota and stuff, the Dota comparison. Actually, I still have those pictures in OBS. Hold on, this might break things. Let's test it. Oh, nope, there it is. Okay. What about this one? Ah, oh man, these look so good, don't they? Kabam should do this. But anyway, I'm always asking for them to add more things like this, even though I'm using less and less of them as time goes on. At what point do you project your soul? I think it's after I eat enough McDonald's. I'll project something, Glory, man. It's projectile vomit. Literally watch America's Funniest on Twitter every day. I love Twitter just for that. Really? Oh, man. I mean, it shouldn't surprise me, I guess, but I never thought that America's Funniest Home Videos was on Twitter. BG, do you think Venom the Duck is worth a Cosmic Awakening gem, or he doesn't need it? I don't think he needs it, man. The Cosmic class is pretty stacked, and I would save it for a champion that needs it more, and I would just play him unawakened. BG, how many acorns you collected? Close to 2 mil, I guess? I think in total it's like 1.3 million, something like that. I didn't use all of my baskets, and I definitely didn't get all the nuts from the arenas and stuff. EG, is it better to refresh a maxed 4-star champ or a rank 4 5-star champ for the arena? It comes down to your boosts and time. So the most efficient thing you can do time-wise, actually, it's been a while. Hold on. How many points do you get? Anyway, forget about what I was saying, because now I actually can't remember which is the most efficient. But anyway, between the two, between 4 stars and 5 stars, if you have a 4-star boost, then it's better to refresh the 4 stars. But I would only let me go to the inventory for a sec. If you're going to be refreshing your 4 stars, I would only do it with the 2.5x boost. I don't even think it's worth doing with the 2x boost. Technically, I think you do get more points for more points per units, but because it takes longer for you to get those points, I only think it's worth refreshing with the 2.5x. The 2s I just found to not be worth it. This might vary for some people. Basically, my reasoning for the 2x boost to not be worth refreshing is that I can never run through all of my champions and get a sufficient amount of time to refresh the champ. So I would just, you know, use a 2x boost on my highest 4-star, and then, you know, I could use the extra time. Like I would rather just refresh a 5-star champion, unboosted, and then spend the extra time running my 330s. I don't know if I'm making much sense. The words coming out of my mouth tonight, they're not great. I'm confusing myself here. So I can only imagine for you guys. It's confusing. It's one of those nights, man. This happens a lot with me and words. Words are freaking tough, let me tell you. But yeah, my advice is to refresh your 4 stars if you have a 2.5x boost. If you don't have a 2.5x boost, I'd rather just refresh the 5 stars. Slightly less unit efficient, but because it's more time efficient, I value that. I just realized you're talking about rank 4 5 stars too. In that case, it might still be worth refreshing a 2x boost as well. Yeah, actually, yeah, until you have rank 5 5 stars, I would say refreshing a 2x or 2.5x boost is worth it. Do not bother refreshing the 1.3x boost, and just refresh 5 stars if you don't have the 2x or 2.5 boost. Look at that. It took me 10 seconds to say what needed to be said instead of rambling around like a dummy. Let's go back to questing. It's okay, nobody comes to YouTube for coherent communication. Good. It's good to know. Recently ranked up Hood to rank 565. I love him, and I also don't have the Chains of Alliance demand restricting me in my home. Glory man. Nice, dude. That's definitely a unique rank up. There's not too many 565 Hoods out there. That's cool, man. Alright. We're gonna go straight up the middle. Screw it. Hee hee, I have 69% of 6.1 explored. Nice, Roboto. Speed Realm of Legends Wolverine with Nick Fury with only 1 point in despair. Nice, man. He must have been stacking some serious bleed damage. I'm guessing... Wait, does he have ways to reduce defensive abilities? I always forget with Nick Fury. But if not, then you must have a pretty high level Nick Fury, because you gotta be dishing out some serious damage to overcome that dude's healing with only 1 point in despair. Is Invisible Woman any good? You know, I haven't spent a whole lot of time in playing her. I think she has potential, but I can't really say. She's the type of champion where you definitely need to dedicate at least some amount of time playing her. It's not like you instantly pick her up and know the best way to use her type of champ. And yeah, I just haven't spent enough time with her yet. Uh... 565 my Hood to deal with the champion 6.2 since I had no cap or Simp Supreme. Nice. So we got IGN Evo, Roboto, Glory with the Hoods ranked up. There's probably some others floating around. Still much fewer Hoods out there than some of the other champs. Still a unique rank up. Brian, which variant would you say is the most difficult for you? Variant 1. By far. Honestly, the other variants, they were only difficult because I made them difficult. doing Variant 3 and Variant 4 itemless. And Variant 2 I did not do itemless. But I wish I did. I wish I want to go back in time and do Variant 1 itemless too, but yeah. That one is by far the most difficult. It would take a long time for me to get through Variant 1 itemless, I'm sure. And like, I mean, really all the variants are difficult content. I got my ass kicked plenty at certain parts of all the variants, even Variant 3 and Variant 4, which I think are, you know, they've gotten like progressively easier over time. I still died plenty of times, so it's definitely still pretty difficult content, but it feels like it was balanced to be a little bit easier than Variant 1 And back during Variant 1, I also had, you know, my roster wasn't as developed. These days, I have pretty much everything I need, for those variants at least. So it ended up making them not difficult. Did you finish Uncollected? Yeah, I did. Earlier today I finished Uncollected, yeah. Health pools in Variant 1 are almost twice as big on the bosses as any of the other variants. Really? Damn, I haven't looked at the bosses in Variant 1 in a long time. I haven't been back in Variant 1 since I finished it, I don't think. Maybe I did for some video, but I can't remember. Maybe Act 7 will be itemless? Probably. Even though it's technically not going to be Act 7. It's going to be Story 2, Act 1. Speaking of itemless, 6.4 is coming soon. What's your plan? Probably itemless. Almost for sure itemless. Part of me wants to just plow through it and on like day 1 and just hope that it's fast enough for a Legends title. Since it'll be top 100 that gets the unique champion. But I don't think I would enjoy that so much. I think I'd be doing it just to do it and not doing it because I would like doing it. So yeah, even with the chance of getting a unique champion, rather just have fun. Look at Section 3, Variant 1 bosses. I wish it was easier to see health in-game. I would go pop in there, but I'd have to pull up a video. Any idea when the Cavalier difficulty is coming? No, not really. But Kabam did confirm that it was coming, and my guess is sometime between March and May. Although now that I think about it, we're due to get 6.4 pretty soon, aren't we? So we'll probably get 6.4 first, and then maybe a month or two after that, maybe that's when we'll get the Cavalier difficulty. Because they probably would want to stagger stuff like that a little bit at least, right? So yeah, maybe it's a little bit longer out than I'm thinking. I mean, when is 6. When do you guys think we'll get 6.4? It's got to be no later than April, I would think, right? So maybe Cavalier would be between like May, maybe like May or June. Is maybe a better guess for Cav difficulty. But it's hard to say. Kabam, they're kind of unpredictable. There's a few things that we can predict, but there's too many variables. We don't know if they're done tuning what Cavalier difficulty is supposed to be. Or if they want to stagger it, or any of these things. Super Dirty Pickles sending over $1, saying, any ideas for how we could start a league of some sort in this game? League of some sort in this game. What do you mean by league exactly? Like a challenge league or something? Hit me with some more details. Because I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. There are like a bunch of challenges that people can do. I'm not really involved in any of that stuff. I've never participated in any. But I think there's like a line group for it. And I don't think it's team-based. I think it's individual. I'm not sure if maybe you're talking about something team-based. Oh, big there. Oh, big word there. Was that the word of the day for you? Wow, Pixie Bell. It's messed up. Individual, like a competitive league where we can all compete against each other in some regard. This may include challenges of some sort. Point structure. Okay. Well, there's definitely challenges. There's definitely at least one group that hosts challenges. I don't know if they do it in like a league format where you get points for each challenge and then, you know, 3 months goes by and they determine a winner or something like that. Maybe they do that, maybe they don't. But that would probably be step one, is to talk to the people that run those groups. Even if it's not exactly what you're looking for, they would probably have the best advice for you since they have the most experience kind of organizing the individual challenges and coming up with them. Because I know Invincible, he posted a few videos of like his submissions for the challenges. Some of them were like, see how long you could survive in this situation, or how big of a combo you can get, or something like that. There's all different types of things you can do. But I don't really know. Joel also tried to do something like that at one point, which he called it the Summoner Showdown before the actual Summoner Showdown. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there a time where we were supposed to get Alliance bases? That is correct. The short story about Alliance bases is that it was coming soon, and kabam, they had bases in their Transformers game, and I guess they didn't like them enough, at least for this game. So at one point they just made a post and said, hey, listen, we were developing bases, but we didn't like the way it was going. We're going to stop development. We're going to come up with something else. And then we got Dungeons, which I'd say Dungeons at the moment, yeah, I hope they do a lot more with Dungeons. Currently, they're alright, but I know a lot of people don't even bother with them. They don't feel too rewarding, kind of repetitive. Not very interesting. Yeah, I hope they find a way to make Dungeons a lot cooler. Say 16 of us or so. I mean, us, BG crew, we come up with unique stuff. Could be a special hour dedicated on stream to discussing our league and talking trash. Hour each week, that is. Oh. I thought you were just talking about in general for, like, the entire community. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know if I would enjoy something like that. I would encourage someone else, like Super Dirty Pickle Man, if you wanted to organize something like that, I would definitely support it and, you know, think it's awesome, but I don't think I really have interest in participating, you know? I don't know, I'm not that competitive in this game. There are definitely some games that I get kind of competitive in, but This isn't really one of those games. I tried to stay competitive in something like Alliance War just because that's what the Alliance wanted to do, but otherwise, like, I didn't really care. Either way. And yeah, like, I don't know. I like competing with myself, so maybe there'd still be a part of me that would enjoy that, of like just seeing what I could do in a particular challenge. Not necessarily trying to be the best, but this is a way to keep learning about the game and stuff in different ways. So maybe I'd enjoy something like that, but I don't have a ton of interest in it. I knew you were going to say that. Scrooge McGrant over here. Well, it came out of nowhere, man. What do you expect me to say? It's not like we've been talking about doing some sort of challenge thing for weeks. And then you just hit me with like, hey, let's get this going. I've never brought it up once, I don't think, about doing some sort of challenge like that. Actually, that's not true. So I did bring it up once. I even made a video about it way back in the day. But it wasn't like a community-driven thing. It was an in-game thing. With like in-game leaderboards and all that type of thing. Like when I did the Beat the Boss challenge the first year I went to Comic-Con, that was my first wannabe developer video, where I thought it'd be cool if they added something like that in-game. So I'm a big fat liar. There is part of me that does think it'd be cool, but I've never wanted to like organize something unless it was like an official part of the game. Just because it's a lot of work. A lot of work tracking it all. And yeah. Okay, so for whatever reason, I can't make a tweet, so I'll just tell you, BG, I now have my 10th rank 5. Warlock. Roboto. Nice, dude. Congrats, man. Just wish somebody would make a really good MCOC website. Oh, Greg. Don't you know? Don't you know about Aunt May? This is a really good MCOC website. I understand that you were probably just poking fun at my failed website. But hey, man. Gotta acknowledge Aunt May. I mean, come on. It's got graphs and stuff. It's incredible. Please don't kill me, Void. Please don't kill me. He's gonna kill me. Imagine if MCOC had in-game voice chat. Nobody would use it. Nobody ever uses the in-game voice chats for half the games out there. And if they do, it's just to say that someone's trying to get with someone else's mom. I'm not really competitive, BG, after spending years in 4 Loki. That was just to get the best resources, though. That wasn't so that I could say I'm better than someone else or something, you know? It was just trying to expand my roster. So I dropped this pearl of an idea, and your feeble bean brain was not ready for it. I'll come up with it, and you may or may not be invited. Okay, wow. May or may not be invited. Alright. Fine. BG, should I get Explore Act 5 first time or complete 6.2? Like 6.2 is pretty tough, man. I would start with Act 5. Why not? The Act 5 resources are pretty good for completing it, for exploring it. Like, as long as you're Cavalier, you're not missing out on any rewards by not doing 6.2 yet. Like, those rewards will always be there. You can go back and clear that later. Actually, here's something for you to consider. Act 5, of course, is going to be easier for you to go through, right? So try your best to save resources going through Act 5. And if you ever get to a point where you just, like, you have a good amount of revives and potions stashed up or whatever, then you could do a path in 6.2. And then if that path takes up all of your resources, okay, go back to Act 5 and try to go through paths without spending too many items again. You know, you can kind of alternate back and forth like that just to manage your, like, the free revives you get. But otherwise, I would just say do Act 5 first. Brian used for Loki. Did not even love the crew the whole time. That is not true. I always loved the crew. No one ever said that, or no one ever said you said that, but you were competing, Banana Man. I guess. I don't know. To me, it was just progress. I enjoyed the progress. I think that's why I didn't see it as competing. Going into this game, going into any free-to-play game, if you're not going to be spending, you will eventually get to a point where you cannot, like when I saw Genser M at the top of the list, I already knew. I already understood. Okay, that's, you know, there's no beating that person. Not for me. Not without spending. Like, of course, he's gotten toppled by a few other people. Actually, let's go check out the leaderboard. I'm kind of curious where he's sitting on the leaderboard right now. And was Genser M even the highest when I first started playing? I don't remember. But anyway. It's number 7 right now. Okay. Man, Brutal's still top 10. That's awesome. But yeah. I'm not looking to compete with any of these guys. I guess I did enjoy seeing my rank go up. Spending really took over in this game at one point, and I've dropped a lot of ranks. At one point, I think I was top 600, and now, well, I ain't top 600 anymore. That rank has fallen as more and more offers hit the game. But, yeah, I don't know. It just felt like progress instead of competition. I got nothing to prove in this game. I'm just going to go ahead and, we've been through this already before, boy. So, it's not even going to be any warnings. See you later, man. Been banned too many times. Which is hard to do, because I don't ban a lot of people in here, but there's only so many times I could have that same conversation. How many acorns have you farmed up? I think about 1.3 million in total, something like that. What'd he do? No, just in the past, it was just always constant drama with that person, so I didn't even want to go down that road again. I already banned them like 3 or 4 times in the past after trying to just be like, hey man, just be cool. Let's just have fun around here, you know? So, it's unnecessary. Compete with us in the Super Dirty Pickle Invitational Tournament of Wonder. Oh, dude, I do like the name. Oh, wait, it gets better. Of Wonder, Friendship, and Magic. Okay, now I want to play. Can I please be in your Invitational Tournament of Wonder, Friendship, and Magic? I like it. I hope there's lots of sparkles and nice colors. If there's any images made, you know. BG, thoughts on the KT and ILAC beef? Well, it's between them, man. I try to stay out of the beef, you know. I don't know what the beef is, and to be honest, I don't want to know. Let them deal with it. I do whatever I can to stay drama-free. Sorry, I went out for a bit. Didn't know if you read out my last message. I'm not sure. I don't think I did, Jack. BG, best sound effects in game. Mine is Loki's staff hits and hitting Dormammu's block. You know, I play the game completely silent. So I don't... I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, if, you know, when I record videos and listen and, like, watch them back to edit them, of course I've heard sounds there, but I'm not sure. Like, nothing comes to mind, just because I'm so used to playing the game silently. Somebody say beef? I will beef with you, BG. Apu Das, thanks, man. Wow, silent? Yeah, completely silent. Like, there's no sound going through these headphones right now. There's sound playing for you guys, just to fill the dead air when I'm not talking. It'd get real awkward if there was no sound at all. But, yeah, it's completely silent for me. BG, thoughts on the Panda Man versus BG beef? Wow, Dale, we've just moved right along. It's no longer me versus Seaton. Now it's me versus Pete. It's gonna get real awkward when we go to Canada together. Still beefing. We're gonna have to end our beef before we go up north. BG, any plans for the inevitable 100,000 subscribers mark? Maybe. Might have an idea. No comment. Even though I already commented. Sound in the fights I find rather distracting. I find it distracting too, but some people can't play without the sound. It definitely helps in some ways if you have like sound cues that you go off of. But yeah, I don't know. I've just always played with it off. Super Dirty Pickles sent an over 5 saying official beef notice. Pixie and Super Dirty Pickle are at an 8 out of 10 beef level. That's serious. BG and Super Dirty Pickle are at a 6 out of 10 beef level. Stay tuned for beef updates. Wow. Hashtag beef updates. Oh man. Super Dirty Pickle. I think you're the rightful Big D right now. Hold on, let me see. You are. You are indeed. Does this lower our beef if you're the Big D? Can we drop that down to like a 5? How do I parry Yondu correctly? You want to give space between you and Yondu. I'll give you a quick example. I'll do it against Winter Soldier, but just imagine that he's Yondu, okay? Actually, crap. Am I still on this quest? I'm still on this quest. Alright, I'm going to duel somebody. Alright, let me go to the leaderboard. I was about to go to my alliance, but yeah, I can't duel anybody in my alliance. Okay, imagine this Corvus is Yondu. I will use Captain Beardo. He's got that block proficiency. So, before I begin the fight, this is what you want to do. You want to you can parry Yondu's medium attack. You cannot parry his first light attack because it's a projectile. Certain champions can parry projectiles, but most cannot. Hold that thought, your boy Gary 2X hitting that member button, dude. Thank you very much. I think that's a first-time member. Either way, thank you very much for the support. Welcome. Please enjoy a banana along with all these fantastic custom emojis that you now have access to. Thanks, dude. But okay, so since you can parry mediums and you can't parry Yondu's first light attack, you just want to force him to do a medium. So you have to put space between you and the opponent. You could do this just by straight up, dashing back. And then when he dashes in, of course, you get the parry. Or then I find it easier to do 4-hit combos, dash back, gives you plenty of time to set up for your next parry. Now, if you do a 5-hit combo like I'm about to do right here, and you dash back, sometimes you're kind of dashing together. Let me see if I can get him to do it. He threw his special. I don't know. Either way, just I do recommend doing like a 4-hit combo, dash back, leaves you plenty of setup for the parry. Or just in any way that you can create distance between yourself and Yondu. And that's it. I am the newest banana man. Dude, thank you very much, man. One of us. One of us. Hope she's okay. Oh, I just saw. Laura said Lola fell. She's okay, I'm sure. That dog's always hurting herself. She runs into walls all the time. Falls off things. She's fine. Otherwise, I would have got a text message right now, like, going to the animal doctor. Okay. Do I have enough energy now? Finally. Lola doesn't have far to fall, at least? Yeah, exactly. Human Torch nerfed or not? No, Human Torch got buffed. It's a very slight buff, but it's a buff. Is it true dogs reflect their owners? BG, are you running into walls? Sometimes. Yeah. Alright. I want to do a single clear of normal before the month is over, but I don't think I'm going to make it. Would have been nice to get this class catalyst crystal. Yeah, I'm not going to make it. RIP. I normally do a single clear of beginner and normal, and then 100% uncollected, master, and heroic. Dude, what's this gonna look like when Cavalier is on? I can't stop doing heroic. I need this tier 4 basic. I'm not getting as much glory anymore to buy tier 4 basics from the glory store. I need it. Unless they start giving more tier 4 basics in some of these other quests. I hope they do. I hope when Cavalier is released, they maybe revisit the reward structure a little bit or something. I mean, they've kind of slowly buffed all the difficulties over time. But I need more tier 4 basic. That's the only thing I care about. Corey. Send it over a buck. Corey, thank you very much. I think that puts you back up there for the D. Let me see your last message. Actually, I don't see a last message. Is that just for the D? Hope I'm not missing anything. But Corey, thank you very much, dude. Let me put you back up there. Thanks, man. Alright. Wait, what solo event's even on today? I forgot to look. Ah, event quest completion, the worst one. Okay. New quest starts before event quest completion is over. Maybe should do a run through uncollected. Nah. Alright, anyway. Let's go back to the arena for a little bit. And I'm in the wrong area. Well, good night, BG. I better leave before I get a 10 out of 10 on Super Dirty Pickles beef spreadsheet. Yeah, that's probably for the best. I was trying to think of a beef joke. Something about well done, medium rare. I don't know. I couldn't think of anything clever enough. Upcoming event quest is like squirrel acorns or any special? I don't know. I suppose we could take a look at the forums real quick. See if we got anything there. Hang on. Let's check it out. I think it's in general discussion. Okay. So we've got two things here. Dive into the Mojo Dome this February. And then incoming event quest excommunication. Let's look at the excommunication one first. Oh, sorry, that's probably really bright for people. Whoa, green text. What is this? Will they hit that like button, or will their cries for help never get subscribers? Wow. Kabam Welker. I don't think I've seen this person before, but apparently they've got 8 posts. Alright, I think this is just a standard monthly event quest though, right? Yep. Okay, standard monthly event quest. Let's go back. Shield your eyes, it's going to be bright one more time. God, that is bright. We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming for an important message. Hello, summoners. The season of love is almost upon us. But a certain spineless one has more entertaining priorities. 2 new champions, sequel, blah, 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 blah. I guess I should read it. There's only like 10 more words here, and I was just like, blah, blah. I see a link. I'm going to click it. Okay, 2 new champions. The sequel to the heart-wrenching Love is a Battle Realm 3, and more are coming your way. All right, let's go to the blog. Dive into the Mojo Dome. This excommunication, that's the monthly event quest, right? Love is a Battle Realm 3. Let's see. Another year, another heartbreak. Psych, not this time. Deadpool's got a plan to guarantee someone to love him just in time for the season of seduction. But why stop at just one? What if everyone in the Battle Realm loved Deadpool? With the help of the probably not evil, just misunderstood Diablo, Deadpool has created a love potion and spread across the contest, making everything with a beating heart or equivalent fall head over heels for him. Oh boy. Oh boy. Your bald head is blinding me with all its shiny glory. I'm sorry. Okay, so love is in the air. During the love is a Battle Realm 3 event. Wait, what is this, though? Is this Love is a Battle Realm 3? 2 or something? Event, you'll be able to earn Shattered Heart Shards. Wow. You can use these to purchase Shattered Heart Crystals, Grandmaster Shattered Heart Crystals, and special potions. Okay. And there is a 21-day Mojoverse arena full of special love-themed teams. Complete these objectives and hit those milestones for more Shattered Heart Shards. And yeah. Definitely different from the Acorns, but got some extra stuff going on. Opening my first 6-star crystal tomorrow. Really hope I get something good. Shiv, good luck. So basically Deadpool roofied everyone in the Battle Realm. Sounds like a Pshuta Brown, yeah, man. Hide your drinks. Don't leave your drinks unattended. He's out there. He will strike again. Any updates on a potential itemless clear of Abyss? Waiting to see you one-shot the Nameless Collector with your Iron Patriot. I gotta get my Iron Patriot ranked up first. Could be a while. I don't have any immediate plans. No updates. It sounds so obscene. Super Dirty Pickles beef spreadsheet. Yeah. BG, do you think Squirrel Girl has cracked the top 5 of bleed champs? For everyday use? No. Her survivability is not great, and she doesn't really bring much in the way of utility outside of her bleed damage. But her bleed damage is pretty nutty, no pun intended. And I could see maybe for like a Legends run or something like that, she could potentially be the fastest to take down the nodes where you could only deal bleed damage. She's pretty fun to play too. She has a little bit of utility. It's not like she has none. She could also be the fastest in what's that node? Prove Yourself, where you have to have a 15-hit combo in order to deal damage, since she starts out with 40. Just being able to deal damage right away could potentially make her the best in some situation like that. But in general, top 5 bleed, I don't even know what I would call the top 5 bleed champs. Nick Fury's got to be up there. Blade's got to be up there. Domino's got to be up there. Sim Supreme maybe up there. I don't know. She's pretty cool, it's just her survivability is so low. So weak. PG second to last, please. Where's second to last? PG, do you know how YouTube works? A real YouTuber would have pushed that Maw video to 10 minutes. You got lots to learn. Hello, JK. Yeah, I know, man. Yeah, so I know you're joking, obviously, but for those that wonder, why are videos 10 minutes longer, or 10 minutes or longer? Sometimes they feel stretched out even. When you make a video on YouTube that is 10 minutes or longer, you get to put an extra ad in the video. So a lot of people do that, of course, because that's how you make money on YouTube. It's ad revenue. And I feel like sometimes it's fine to do that, and a lot of times it's just unnecessary. Like even the videos that I make that are over 10 minutes, which, let's be honest, are most of them, because I ramble for days. I don't put an extra ad in those videos anyway. I just appreciate that somebody would watch my videos in the first place. and I leave it at that. I kind of think of it like if you go to a website and there's like a banner ad on the website or something like that. It's not too distracting, right? But then you're on that website and there's like a pop-up ad and something slides in, or you got to hit the next button on like a top 10 list. It only shows you like one thing at a time, and every time you hit the next button to go to a new page, it shows you 4 different new ads and stuff like that. I don't want to be all annoying like that. I feel like the one ad is reasonable. Allows me to make some money, to continue making videos, and hopefully is not too distracting for everyone watching the videos. BG, do you think all that drama that came from Kabam announcing the balance changes actually ended up being worth it? To me, it looks like all the changes make no significant difference. They don't make a ton of difference. I'd say the 2 biggest ones would be Maw defensively. Maw defensively, I think, is going to make a difference. If you know how to fight Maw, you could still fight him fine, but there's going to be a lot of people out there that will like be forced to bring counters to Maw, and that will change up. Like that will change the way people approach war just in general. It's going to force them to maybe put a torch on their team or something like that, whereas, you know, maybe they were using that slot for synergy or to bring a different champion. So there'll be a slight complication there, but it's not a huge change. Just kind of a slight change. Annihilus feels a lot better to play. Again, not a big change, but I do think it has some impact. I think it's, in general, yeah, I think it's worth it. I'm a fan of balance changes. This was a relatively small round of balance changes. For Cole Obsidian, I mean, I made a very long video about it. For Cole Obsidian, I feel like it was kind of a missed opportunity where personally, I would have preferred they made this guy, like, they gave him some other type of utility, made him more sustainable, even if they had to take away more of his damage, which I know that's not what everybody wants. So, like, Kabam can't please everybody. Some people would just want, like, the glass cannon style champion that Cole is. And when I first started playing this game, that's what I wanted. I actually, like, my favorite champion was Rocket. I wanted a glass cannon type champion. But the way the game has evolved, the way you know, all the different damage types that you need immunities for or other utilities that you need and stuff like that, I feel like a glass cannon champion, at least the way they have it for Cole, doesn't make sense. So I feel like it was a missed opportunity there. For somebody like Wasp, it does make sense because she's also there to support Ghost. And she has a... I mean, she has a couple other things going for her. Technically, Cole has some things going for him too, I suppose. But it just feels like they could have just tweaked Cole a little bit more. Namor, I feel like it doesn't really change much, and it was unnecessary to nerf him. What else? It was just Torch is the only one I didn't talk about just now. Torch, there wasn't really much change, but it's nice for the Torch players out there. Like in general, yeah, I do think it's worth it. This particular round of changes doesn't totally change the game, but I don't know, man. To me, it makes things exciting. Like, Maybe it's just me being tricked, and maybe that's okay. But like, I see a change like what they did for Annihilus, and I think, oh, there's a bunch of champions that could also use just a little adjustment like this. Even if they're not going to be the most dominant champion in the game. I just want them to be more enjoyable to play. So when I see a change like this, my mind just kind of wanders like, oh, dude, okay, they can maybe tweak this champion, make this one a little bit better, play things like that. Yeah. So even though I didn't agree with how they approached the change to Cole or Namor, in general, I do still like the balance updates, yeah. Damn, there was one other thing I was gonna say too, and I just totally blanked, totally spaced on it. BG, do you have any points in deep wounds? Not at the moment, no. Oh, okay, yeah, this is what I was gonna say. So, I will say this though, even though I'm a fan of balance changes, I'm a bigger fan of Kabam doing something else to help with the balance, rather than just a straight buff, nerf, tweaking of stats type thing. I would rather see an item system or the individual champion mastery system as a way to help balance these champions. No matter what, I feel like certain champions, the game would be better, for me personally at least, if certain champions were toned down a little bit. I know not everyone agrees with that. But when it comes to buffing a lot of these champions, I just wish there was another system in place to have us kind of work for it in a way, you know? Like, I don't know. That might sound dumb to some people, because it's like, okay, either they could buff this character and it's just totally free. Somebody just gets that buff, like, you know, if they decided to buff Mordo. Hey, there's an update. We've extended the duration of Mordo's Furies. They now last twice as long. And I'd be like, okay, that's cool. That's awesome. But even more awesome to me is like, okay, now you... What type of weapon does this guy have? I don't know. You got some new weapon for him that extends Furies. Or you picked a talent again, like one of these talents that would extend Furies or something like that, you know. To me, that's even cooler than if they just started like buffing some of these characters, but. It's my third 5-star mutant gem and have around 66 stones. Any mutants that'll benefit from those items? Omega Red. If you don't have an Omega Red, you would definitely benefit. Baton, is that what it's called? Any special rewards for Valentine's Day login? We're just at the forums. I don't know if there was a login calendar thing announced. Was there one announced? Let me pull it back open. Let me see what we got. Crap, I think I closed that part. I don't know if there's a login calendar. I think it's like objectives. Yeah, actually I'm not sure. Ooh, units. 225 me? Ah, 75. Alright, that's alright. Ooh, the talent could be used to weaken opponents. Yeah. If you get debuffs, that's what you're talking about, right? Or are you talking about something different? Still think the changes were pointless. Nobody's going to be happy to pull a Maw or a Nihilus. Cole still can't be used in endgame content. Namor is just not going to regen as much. Yeah, I mean, I can understand why you're saying that. They're not the biggest of changes. I do think Annihilus is going to help people. I honestly think that. I don't know about be happy to pull him, but I think Annihilus can be a useful champion. Here's the thing about Annihilus when he first came out, too. When Annihilus was first released, his immunities didn't matter as much. We're starting to see more nodes require those types of immunities. What is it called? Freezer burn or something? Where it'd be nice to be incinerate, frostbite, cold snap immune. So that alone is going to make players want these types of resistances more. And there's not a ton of options. There's a few. There's not a ton of options. So if players have a Nihilus and they don't have someone else, they'll be happy to get this guy. They'll be happy that he got buffed. It does make him a lot more enjoyable to play. Maw, yeah, people probably won't be happy to pull Maw, but he's a good defender. Like, he's a good defender that's becoming a stronger defender, so I don't think that change is pointless. Just because you're not necessarily happy to pull a champion doesn't mean they don't have a purpose in the game. And he got stronger at what he's already good at, you know? Point is, none of the champs seem more balanced than they were before. All this drama from Kabam about balancing and the champs are still just the same. What do you mean by drama from Kabam? Are you talking about like how the players were reacting to it and stuff like that? I mean, I don't know. I don't want to like put a blame on players or something like that. Because I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess I didn't see it as drama, really. I'm used to balance updates in other games, so to me, this is just a part of game development. But I guess I could see how some people would were like pissed off about the changes and the whole well, I paid for it, so it shouldn't be changed thing and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I just don't see it as drama. I just see it as okay, this is part of the process of making a good game. And this is just the start of balance updates. When they tried to do a larger scale balance update in the past, well, people weren't too happy with 12.0. And like I said, I'm not saying that I agree with all their changes. I still think the change to Namor in particular was totally unnecessary and does not make the game better and all that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I see I see a difference, I guess is all I'm saying. Is I do see a difference. And that would be good till Act 4, not for any Act 5, 6 wars or AQ on offense. Yeah, I disagree with that. You don't think Annihilus would be useful in Act 5, 6, or Alliance Quest? Really? In Alliance Quest, he might not be like the #1 pick. And honestly, if you rank up Annihilus, he's going to be on defense, so it'd probably be more difficult to use him. What's it called? In something like Alliance Quest, if he's going to be locked. But I could see him being useful for certain nodes, absolutely. Like, we had side quests. We had side quests where you needed, like, the Frostbite immunity or whatever, the Incinerate immunity. He's going to be useful for stuff like that. Like, for sure, he's going to be useful for stuff like that. Like my Human Torch change? Yeah, dude. Let's face it, half the champion pulls are not worth it. Yeah. Yeah, there's... That's part of the problem in this game is there's so many different champions that... That's why like I said, I would rather see a system like this that really breathed new life into some of these other champions. Instead of like a small buff. But I don't know, man. Colossus is way better Frieza Burn BG as compared to him. For sure. Colossus is better than most champions for most things in this game. Colossus is crazy. But not everybody has Colossus. So you need other champions that can fill in. And if you care about Alliance War, then maybe you have a Nihilus ranked up for defense already, whereas your Colossus is not ranked up because, you know, you don't need Colossus for war or something. They're not the craziest of changes. They're absolutely not the craziest of changes, but I don't know, man. Personally, yeah, I rather than make changes like this. But in any case, does Colossus need dupe? He doesn't need dupe, but it's nice to have. For longer fights, if you're looking to take him into, I don't know, like Labyrinth of Legends or something like that, you would pretty much want him to be duped. So that he can convert the armors from temporary to permanent. If every champion is awesome, then no champion will feel like it's awesome. Some champions have to be bad. Yeah, I do wish even the bad... I wish that the bad champions had a little bit more use in this game, though. I do agree with you, but there's certain champions where I wish that they had, like, I don't know, better synergies. And I guess some of them have gotten those better synergies over time, but not all of them. Should I rank 5 on Duped Colossus or Sig 100 Namor? That's actually kind of a tough call, man. I would say it depends on what you need. Colossus in general, I feel like is an easier champion to play in most situations. If you need Namor's awakened ability for something like getting through thorns or, you know, that type of situation, pretty much just for his awakened ability, then of course Namor is going to be better. But like I don't think I could really make that decision for you because they're both great champions. It really just depends on what you personally need. BG, did you use an Awakening Gem of Colossus? I have one, and the other choice is Namor, but 6 stones. I did not. I had Colossus, I think at Sig 40 before they announced his buff. It's a tough call, honestly. I do find my Colossus to be more useful than my Namor. But if I had an Awakening Gem, I would probably give it to Namor. But yeah, if you don't have Sig Stones, then I would just hold it for now until you get more Sigs. Bad champs should be usable at least. Yeah, I agree with that. There's certain champions that are just way too far below the way too far below average, below what the content's balanced for. I totally agree with that. Which is why that's why I'm not against nerfs in some cases, you know? If the content is balanced here and most of the champions are like way below it. I understand you need like content has to be balanced around some of the top champions in the game. Otherwise, if you have those top champions, the game is just going to be stupid. It's going to be boring. You're going to be able to get through everything too easily. So content has to be balanced around the top champions. But of course, if it's balanced around the top champions, then all of the weaker champions, they feel worthless. So I'd prefer if the top champions were brought down a little bit, nerfed a bit, along with the way content is balanced, and then simultaneously buff some of the crappy champions so that, yeah, the top champions, they will still be the top champions. You know, like you'd always want to pull Omega Red over, I don't know, like Psylocke or something like that for general purposes. But at least there wouldn't be as big of a difference between the two. And then if you needed Psylocke's utility, you could be like, oh, cool, I could still, this champion's still fun to play while also giving me the ability to power lock and stuff. And yeah, it's just an example. I know some people actually like Psylocke, but you know what I mean, hopefully. I wish certain champions were stronger in relation. Does Man-Thing actually need his ability, or is he fine the way he is? He's fine unawakened. His awakened ability is pretty nice. I don't have mine awakened, though. I can understand if these changes went live, just like Venom Colossus, all these champs became more viable for content, but every rebalanced champ still retained the same place in the game meta. Like, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if I agree with that. Maw is going to be a better defender. Maw is going to force people to change the champions that they're bringing to Alliance War. So he's actually changing the meta a little bit. Not a lot. It's just one change. In order to change things a lot, you'd have to change more. But I think that actually has an impact on Alliance War. Probably need to see. Probably need more time. I'm not playing Alliance War right now, so that's just kind of how I'm perceiving things from the Alliance list perspective. But I do think he's going to force people to change the champions they bring to Alliance War. I used to take the hidden path, and Maw would show up from time to time, and I would sometimes barely get through those fights. So I would maybe have to bring different champions or something. I don't know. PG, you going to use all your baskets to get more nuts, or are you just going to keep them in the inventory? Do you think it's worth it to get as many nuts as possible? I'm not going to use all my baskets, no. I don't really know how worth it it's going to be. We don't know exactly what the crystal is going to contain. They did say you can buy a crystal. I don't think the rewards in there are going to be super good. Which is why I'm not using all my baskets. But if you have some extra time. Wish Civil Warrior would get a little buff. I like using him. Just cleared all or nothing and variant forward them. Yeah, man, he was pretty cool. I was pretty disappointed with him originally. I thought he was gonna be better. His abilities are fun. I particularly like his special too, which is what I'm guessing you were using to get through all or nothing. The animation on it's pretty cool. Which champs are good against Maw BG? I know Wasp is amazing, but any other champs? I think Torch might be the best. If you can... Like, Torch counters him in a couple of different ways. If you can put a damage over time debuff on Maw, you slow down his persuasion charges. Oh, man. I'm kind of forgetting exactly how he works defensively. And yeah, I'm about to end the stream, so I don't want to go read through all of his abilities. But, so Torch has that. Torch also can't miss when he's above certain temperature, and just in general, Torch is really good against Mystic champions. So he might be the best. There's other good champions. Someone's saying Quake's good. Yeah, Quake. Omega Red's good for Maw. Omega Red is alright. Omega Red, honestly, you might struggle with Omega Red with the new Maw. Depending on where you face him. For the path I was just talking about, path 7, the hidden path, he could probably get through those fights. I imagine he'd still be able to get through those fights, but I don't know. If you face Maw on like a mini boss node or something, you might have a real hard time getting through with someone like Omega Red. Because you need to stay close to Maw, right? In order to keep the spores up. And the way his persuasion charges tick up faster now, you have less opportunity to stay close to Maw. So yeah, I'm trying to think about it. Like I do think for the mini bosses at least, it's gonna force people to change who they bring. But I don't know for sure. BG, good night, my friend. I enjoy your videos, live videos. Keep them coming, bro. Thanks, Kevin. And yeah, on that note, I do need to head out of here. Guys, thanks for hanging out as always. We could always continue this discussion tomorrow. It is getting late, and I do need to head out. Super Dirty Pickle and Corey, thank you both for the 11 bucks. I appreciate it. Both of you guys, double-headed big Ds of the night. And thank you to everyone else as well. There's some other super chats. Always appreciate it, guys. And yeah, I'll be back normal time tomorrow. What day is tomorrow? Yeah, normal time tomorrow. Okay. Have a good night, everybody.